two. Down to one. It's Gaines. Yes!
This ball is crushed.
MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm on being so real, my rhymes convict and heal.
Welcome to the Faithful Fan Show. I am your host, Tony Cook. I am joined by Big Juan. How you been, boy?
Good, man. Thanks for having me on again. Always a pleasure.
All right. I was talking to you a couple weeks ago because I thought we might have had a breakthrough. The Jets were up. They were up with like a minute left. They scored supposedly the go-ahead touchdown. I literally texted you like, yo, let's go Jets. We're all memeing back and forth.
Premature.
Dang. Okay, and then we got to get into that. Was that the defensive coordinator? Because he obviously got fired the next week. So
The next day.
Yeah. So do you blame the coordinator, or I feel like the player? What are you doing, bro? That's me, honestly.
That's on the coordinator. I mean, he called with 4 seconds left. I don't remember if it was quite fourth down. I think it was fourth down.
It was fourth down, and he went man. He went man.
Called cover zero, and a blitz. So he was clearly like
He was blind.
I'm not a big fan of the prevent defense with like, a minute and a half left. Like a team's been dominating all game on defense, and then with a minute and a half left, they start giving up like huge chunks.
But bro, at least put a safety back there.
I know, but with 4 seconds left, that's a no-brainer. That's a 3 safeties in the end zone all the way.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah,
But still, Juan, but come on, as the corner, what are you doing, bro? What are you you can't bite on the stop route. He bit on the stop.
Yeah. Obviously, well, it's not like the Jets are loaded with talent anyway, but
that's true. But
nonetheless, yeah, I mean, he shouldn't have gotten beat that bad, but
it was the coordinator.
It's still on the coordinator primarily.
Yeah. I'm sitting here trying to play devil's advocate because when I saw it, I was like, no, and it was shout out. What's his name? Is it Henry Ruggs? Henry Ruggs III. He got him a little game-winning touchdown. I've been waiting to see him have a good play. Too bad it was at the expense of my boy Juan.
46 yards. That's it. But you know what? It could be funny a little bit later on. What if the Jets stay winless?
Yes.
They get the number 1 pick.
The number 1 pick.
They draft Trevor Lawrence, and he turns it all around.
I can see that.
And then we can point to Greg Williams.
Thank you.
Saved it for the Jets.
Thank you, Greg. That's the most optimistic way to look at that loss.
Well, I just said it would be cool.
You have a point, though. And that's segueing to my next topic. There's a lot of talk about, like you said, Jets getting the number 1 pick. And regardless, they're probably going after a quarterback, correct? Like, even if it's not Trevor Lawrence, do you see them drafting a quarterback, or is it just
no, I don't think so. I think it's if they can get Trevor Lawrence, obviously you have to grab that guy.
Yeah, I mean, because it's almost a no-brainer. They'll probably get the number 1 pick unless something goes terribly wrong and you guys win out.
Unless they stay with Darnold, which, by the way, I think he's a good quarterback, and he just hasn't had a really good team around him. He shows that he shows in spots that he can do it. It's just a consistency, whether it's the line or receivers.
And zero weapons. Really, he has Crowder out there.
He's got a couple. When they're on the field, they are able to move the ball. But regardless, they can also use the number 1 pick to collect a couple of other top first rounders if they want to stick with Darnold. Darnold did say this. He said he wants to be a Jet for life. I don't know why he would say that, but he did.
Hey, stick with the boy, Sam. So what do you want to do, Juan? What do you want to do? Like, if you were the GM of the Jets, would you stick with Darnold and trade your picks, for talent, or you know what I mean? Or,
I don't know. I think, honestly, I think I could get good value for Darnold. I think I would have to pick Trevor Lawrence. It's just.
Okay.
He's, on paper and on film right now, he looks like one of the better quarterbacks we've seen coming out of college in years.
They're
You
saying
know,
they're saying a lot of
obviously,
similarities to like a Andrew Luck. I know now that's kind of like, it's kind of weird to talk about Andrew Luck because he just
and
retired,
he,
but like
he has model good looks. I mean, that's endorsements.
he's got the Fabio hair drop. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's for New York. That's fantastic. You know, for the media, for marketing.
Hey, we got Adam Gaze. Adam Gaze is like little curl, like
No, Adam Gase is not going to be there. You know,
oh, he's done. It's over.
yeah, like an hour after the last game of the season, it's. I'm sure he's already house shopping wherever else he's going to go.
And yeah, I don't even know if he'll be.
That was just a terrible thing. But anyways, Trevor Lawrence is too just looks too good to pass up. So you would have to kind of I would go that way. And with Darnold, you could probably trade him for for a late first rounder or a top second round.
Because like you said, other teams I feel like around the league see that Sam Darnold, it's been tough. It's been a tough road for him, but he's had a tough coaching staff. It's not really done him any favors. You know what I mean? They traded away Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell didn't want to be there and everything. Like, it's been tough for Sam Darnold. So I think like you said, you could get good value for him if you decided to trade him. But if you guys went with Trevor Lawrence, I was driving around at work today and listened to the radio, and they were talking about Trevor Lawrence may pull a Eli Manning. Like, is there any truth to this?
Well,
because you're my Jets insider.
Well, he should pull an Eli Manning. Now, I think knowing that, organizations right now, even as bad as the Jets are as an organization from top to bottom, I would think they would cover their bases and make sure the guy would commit, to sign him.
Yeah.
If he was gonna, pick him, because the talk is already out there and so forth. So if he was to tell him, hey, no, I don't want to play here. I'm sure they're gonna, change their mind. But the Jets aren't, even though they're a horrible organization, for a guy like Trevor Lawrence, like I said, I mean,
he can turn it around.
About his good look. It's not just that though. I mean, it's the biggest market. Yeah. And if he can do something with that team, he's gonna be on the best stage.
He'll be on the up and up. And honestly, I think that's all poppycock. When I heard it on the radio, I don't think there's any way Trevor Lawrence is gonna try to go back and play another year of college. He's going to the NFL, dude. So like he's gonna, whatever team takes him, he's gonna go try ball out wherever and make his name. I think that's me.
Yeah. Well, he needs to take a lesson from Matt Leinart and I think the quarterback for Georgia, who they were at the top when they were at the top of the college football world.
Yeah.
Matt Leinart decided to come back for his senior year. Like Matt Leinart, if he would have come out
and it dropped his stock tremendously. I remember that.
He would have been number one pick or top two.
If he'd have went out with Reggie Bush and all them. If he'd have went out when Reggie Bush and all them went out,
And then his stock plummeted, and then it just didn't work out and whatever. So I think Trevor Lawrence, if history is any indication, he needs to
think about it, Trevor.
He needs to just get on the NFL.
Yeah, get your money, Trevor.
Yeah.
Hey, so
heck yeah.
We're gonna keep it in the division though. The Jets, it's the fourth quarter of the season. You're getting your fishing gear ready. I'm getting my fishing gear ready. Cowboys aren't doing nothing, but the Bills in your division are doing big things. Everyone's talking about the Bills are, the team that they would pick to have the best chance in the AFC to upset the Chiefs. That's originally I was like Steelers, but they've been looking kind of not as they lost a couple people on defense. What is his name? Bud Dupree. They lost him for the season. So Steelers took a step back. And I'm looking at these Bills. Josh Allen's playing good. What do you think? How many times have you guys played them already in the division?
I think we've only played them once. I think
okay, so you got one more time with them.
We have another game with them, but Josh Allen is good. Like I liked him since he came into the league last year. He was, I thought he was really raw. Like
yeah. I had to wait a little bit.
Wild, but the dude's got a cannon for an arm. And
he can run around. He
can truck people.
He's like a Roethlisberger build type dude. He's a big boy.
But with speed.
Yes.
His only downfall, right, is that he doesn't take care of the ball real well. He just fumbles because he takes off running. He tries to do too much, and he's easy pickings on the football. And then, he can get overconfident on his arm. Although he hasn't really been throwing interceptions left and right. But in a tight pressure situation with a young guy, they're going to default to their raw talent.
Like backyard ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, but he's got the talent. Good. He got the talent. I mean, Stephon Diggs has had a pretty decent year. I think Cole Beasley's balling out for him this year over there with the Bills. Cole Beasley.
I think they're legit. I think they're good. I don't think at the end of the day, you don't just have to beat the Chiefs.
That's true.
You have to beat Patrick Mahomes, which is just
a different
whole other level. It's a whole other level. I mean, the dude is incredible. He's a once in a generation talent.
Yeah.
It's
like he cannot have the ball last. It's
right.
We said that before about other quarterbacks, but it deems so much more true with Patrick.
Look, against the Dolphins, Mahomes had like 4 turnovers and like a quarter and a half.
He stunk it up, but he still found a way to come back.
And they were up by like 20 points going into the fourth quarter when Miami was able to do something. But still, I mean, just goes to show he can have a terrible game and still beat you.
And a part of me, is it just a really well-oiled machine? Because like Tyreek Hill, he has Tyreek Hill, he has he has some players like. Is it really all Patrick? It's Mahomes, huh? Is he making these guys look good? Or because you got to think
he's the biggest factor. Because Andy Reid, he's a great coach, and he's definitely puts a lot of oil into that machine. Like
exactly, man,
he is great. Like just his whole game plan. I mean, when you watch the Chiefs play, it's like a whole other thing. I mean,
it looks fun.
It just looks fluid. It looks like fun. It doesn't look like it's like just controls grind.
Yeah, it looks loose. It looks loose. It looks like backyard foot. It looks like he lets Patrick Mahomes go at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but pretty much. And then, Mahomes being able to get the ball to Tyreek Hill. I mean, Tyreek Hill is ungodly fast, but there's been some times where where they're making a throw that just he's got to put it right here.
Yeah,
and that's where he goes. And it doesn't matter whether he's running to the left, he's running to the right.
Right hand, left hand.
Left hand. Don't look. Like, it doesn't matter, dude. And then another thing is the huge factor, in those first 20 yards is Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
I don't know how dude remains open still.
He's a beast. He's crazy. I have him on fantasy every single year. Every year.
Yeah, as you should. Nah, he just have too many weapons. So the Bills, they're really nice, but it's gonna be the Chiefs. It's gonna be the Chiefs. NFL to lose.
So far, what I've seen of the AFC, that's what I've seen, the Chiefs. And that's what we'll get to the NFC another episode. That's a whole nother episode. But hey, we're halfway through the show. And when we come back, me and Juan are going to talk some NBA. The season's right around the corner, gentlemen. I know it's crazy. It just ended, but it's right around the corner. We'll be right back on the Faithful Fan Show.
A team that folks in Charlotte should be very excited about.
We're going to see LaMelo Ball right now, Jeff. He checked in during the timeout, wearing number 2 for Charlotte. P.J. Washington from Ball scores an easy 2 points.
You guys saw yesterday, it was announced the Amway Center won the GBAC Star, the Global Biorisk Advisory Council. David, I don't have to tell you what that is. The GBAC Star is the gold standard for safe facilities.
Carter Williams matches up against Graham. Bridges to Ball out of the corner. Rattles in for 3. 3% shooting. Bismack Biyombo has checked in, former Magic player. Ball, same spot, same result. Back-to-back threes by LaMelo Ball out of the right corner. He played last year in Australia.
Is playing, David. They are getting all of the loose balls. They're getting out and getting easy buckets in transition. A lot of great hustle plays being made.
Washington gets 3 back. Daniels. Second quarter from Orlando. Charlotte on top by 6. Ball, another 3. Good again. LaMelo Ball now with 3.
David shot 14 of 25. This group on the floor doing the majority of that.
Here's Ball. On the lob for Bridges. Ball has a great feel for the game, doesn't he?
Nice slip to the rim by Birch.
Birch has 6. Here's Ball for 3. LaMelo Ball has knocked down 4 threes tonight. He came in 2 games against Toronto. He's knocked down 4 tonight. Cole Anthony has it taken away. Ball on the lob and reaching way back is Miles Bridges. Unable to convert the 3-point play, but the lead is down to 8. LaMelo Ball. Corner 3, Rozier. Good again. Terry Rozier points for Markelle Fultz. LaMelo Ball. Nice move and a left-handed finish by the youngster. Ball has played very well. Snuck that one up underneath Vucevic.
Welcome back to the Faithful Fan Show. I'm here kicking it with Big Juan. And we're talking NBA basketball because NBA basketball, I see that, because it's right around the corner. We've already seen a couple preseason games. We've seen Juan's Knicks get after it. I like your young boy. What's his name? Toppins?
Yeah, he's all right.
What you think? Well, is he like, you think he's pressing for a starting position, or do you think he's still too young for that? It's too early.
Probably too early. But, the Knicks are so bad that he
But are they, though? I mean, this year, they're not the worst team in the East. I mean,
well, maybe not. I can admit that there is. I think they're putting the. I think they unloaded a lot of bad stuff.
yeah.
So I think there's just they're feeling a little lighter, and there may be some potential there. But you still gotta see it. I like, as a long-time Knicks fan, you gotta see it on the floor. You gotta see it actually materialize, and then get a little more excited. But I'll admit, it looks a little like lighter. Just
Yeah. You guys unloaded some of the baggage.
Yeah, exactly. It just looks like a lot less baggage. It's I don't know. It's palpable. You can kind of tell.
And you know who looks good? I was late on him. RJ Barrett looks kind of good. I actually like him out there.
He's not like a superstar guy.
He's not flashy. He's not a flashy player, but he's efficient. Like the same stuff he was doing at Duke, he's starting to do in the NBA. Just like power to the rack, layup. Power to the rack,
he
layup.
looks like he's a worker. Like he wants to be better. And I've seen a couple pieces with him and interviews, and he looks like he's got the right mindset. So hopefully, he starts to come into his own and they do something. But it does look a little nicer.
Yeah, brighter pastures around the corner. Hey, but
hopefully
in your eyes, Juan, this offseason has been crazy because it's been so fast. But like, who are your big winners of the offseason?
Well, you're gonna like this, but I think it's obvious.
Yeah, I know. I asked the question. I threw you a lot, baby.
It's the Lake Show, man. It's the Lakers. They have to be the big winners. They lost Dwight Howard and Rajon Rondo, and they get Marc Gasol. Come on.
That's what Montrezl Harrell left the Clippers to go to the Lakers.
Yeah, that's not
fair. It's not.
And not only that, and they didn't even need to make those moves. You still got AD signing for max contract, and
that was
LeBron
the biggest
James
move right there.
Extension, which is obviously what he intends to play. I think he'll be done after a couple more years, and the Lakers just didn't really. They actually should have gotten better. I mean, Marc Gasol should take some pressure off of AD.
And he could also spread the floor more so than Dwight or JaVale McGee did.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that makes it easier for AD to work, too. It's crazy. Yes, the passing aspect.
Marc Gasol is not, the player he was, obviously, 10 years ago or even, 5 years ago. But as you saw with Dwight Howard, who was actually effective in, the Lakers with LeBron and everything, like where he actually kind of had a little bit of a resurrection to his career.
Yeah.
Marc Gasol is way above that.
Yeah.
Let's hope if he comes in with that similar mindset that he's just gonna kind of take some pressure off, man, they should. I don't see who can beat.
Truth be told, I've been watching these past couple preseason games, and Marc Gasol has looked kind of slow. But I mean, I guess it's a quick turnaround. What I have seen though is his passing. Like he's hitting coups. All the cutters are like, ooh, I'm cutting more because this guy's hitting us. This guy's hitting us.
If he just goes out there and spreads the floor and helps LeBron move the ball around, that's huge. That's huge. Look at Jokic.
Yeah.
Joker out in Denver. I mean, 75% of his game is how well he moves the ball. So
Yep.
if Marc Gasol can even play
Just add an eensy bit to
25%
that
of that.
to the offense.
Yeah, just a little bit of that, the Lakers are going to be looking good. So yeah, I think that's a no-brainer.
Anybody else though? Any other winners in the offseason?
Well, I don't think it matters, to be honest.
Oh my gosh, Juan, you're giving it up already?
No, I mean, I think you can make a case for some teams that have been really bad. For example, like the Hornets, right?
Yeah.
You can make a case like them getting Gordon Hayward,
Mm-hmm.
and if LaMelo Ball turns out to be a decent,
I've liked it so far. So
point
far,
guard.
he's impressed me. He hasn't played great, LaMelo, so far,
Right.
but he's been. I've liked him. He hasn't been getting overwhelmed physically by these players. Like they're not, you know what I mean, taking his lunch.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's been playing pretty good. Like, and that's what I liked about LaMelo so far. But
If he turns out to be decent, and just getting Hayward, I think that's a big upgrade for them. And they've been so bad. I mean, they haven't been absolutely terrible as of late, but you know, they kind of can move a lot of
losing
spots.
Kimball, we didn't know where they were going to go. Like losing Kimball Walker, they were like, oh no, they might be. But Gordon Hayward kind of balances them back out.
Yeah, no, and
people freaked out on the contract. How did you feel about that?
You know, it was weird. I thought it was weird. You know,
a little rich.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
I guess everybody's getting paid, you know.
Yeah, when you got guys like, you know, JJ Barea still in the league getting, you know, good money, and
JJ, he gets taken care of though. Carlisle's a G. He's an OG for that.
So, you know, I think it's just the going rate for decent players in the NBA. You know, like it's not. It's tough to win in the league, and if you can, you know, score 15 points a game,
which you can. Yeah, I think he was underutilized last year because there's so many players that play his position. Like Jaylen Brown and Tatum arguably play his position. You know what I mean? So like I think this will give him a chance. Well, he just hurt his finger. I don't know if you heard, but like he's out for a couple weeks. He like fractured a finger or something. But
no, that's kind of a concern. He's been getting hurt lately. But you know what? When he's on the floor, he's productive. He's good, and you know, you got to pay for that nowadays. That's it. I mean, that's just the way of the.
I'll jump out there and I'll tell you another winner. I mean, I don't know if this is off-season winner, but like I think they could push for the playoffs now. Phoenix Suns. People think it's everyone's over, like, oh, it's overrated getting Chris Paul, whatever. I think it's a good addition. You see what he did with OKC. A young squad. This is a better young squad that he just went to. You know what I mean? Like, I think this makes them. I'm not saying they're.
What spot you putting them with Chris Paul in there?
I'm saying like fighting for eight. Because last year, you remember in the bubble,
yeah,
they went out hot without Chris Paul. You know what I mean? Like, Booker looks like he's forming. He's coming into form. Mikal Bridges, he's a good player. I think where'd he go? Michigan State or something? Yeah, I think that's where he came from. But and then also DeAndre Ayton, the first round pick or the number 1 pick a couple years ago. He's coming into form too. I think they can make a push. And Chris Paul running that point guard over Rubio, that's an upgrade to me. Chris Paul, right? Come on.
Yeah. I mean,
oh my gosh, Juan, are you really over Chris Paul? Chris Paul's not better than Rubio, Juan.
The thing is that Chris Paul it's the same thing, dude. He does nice things, but he's not going to get anybody over the hump anymore. You know, that's just the bottom line.
But this is the thing, Juan. But like the Suns don't need him. Like they just need him, you know, for that team camaraderie in the locker room, rah, like all that. And then a couple times they need him to save them, you know. But they got Booker.
Yeah.
They got Booker. They got Devin Booker. They just need him to get him there. Get him to the lake, and then they'll drink the water, right? No?
Get him to the river? Yeah, you know. Yeah, why not? I mean, like I said, he's still serviceable. He's still above average, you know, for most point guards in the league. Well, maybe not most, but he's like.
Oh my gosh, Juan! He was balling last year. Think about what OKC was, and then he got into the playoffs.
Yeah, that was a surprise. That was a surprise. So we'll see. We'll see with Phoenix. We'll see.
You're not feeling it. So you say no on you're a no on Phoenix making the playoffs next year. I'm calling it an 8 seed.
I'm gonna be the contrarian here and say they're not making the playoffs.
Wow. He's a Suns hater. Hey, what did they do to you? What did AZ do to you?
It's too hot out there. Have you been to Phoenix? It's too hot out there.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Juan, but okay, so we talked about winners. Obviously, you're a big winner. Everyone's a big winner is the Lakers. We know this. Who took a step back in your eyes? I got some stuff I want to talk about, but I want to hear what you guys.
Well, I'm gonna go with a kind of a maybe underrated thought here, and I'm gonna stick with LA and go with the Clippers because
a step back
because they got rid of Doc Rivers. I think that was a mistake.
Oh wow.
I think that was a big mistake. I think Doc Rivers.
He was a scapegoat.
Yeah, I think he was a scapegoat. I think that I think he was a guy to be able to get him over the hump in the next 2 or 3 years. And I don't know that. I mean, I don't hate on Tyronn Lue. Obviously, he's done it. But you got to think. I mean, was it more Tyronn Lue or was it more LeBron James?
Wow, I didn't expect it. So Juan, I had Clipper Darrell on here about a month ago, and he was like, "Get rid of Doc Rivers, Ty Lue." Juan, hey, Clipper Darrell. Juan thinks, hey, it's a bad move. Ty Lue is not a better coach than Doc Rivers, correct? I honestly don't think so either. But I do think the Clippers, if they weren't going to get rid of like Paul George, then they got to get rid of Doc Rivers because they clearly had an issue. Have you? Paul George got on a podcast and talked about how he was misused by Doc Rivers. Did you see that?
I didn't see that specifically, but earlier in the year, I did read some stuff about. But you know what? It hasn't just been Paul George and on Doc Rivers, but then there's also murmurs about what Paul George, how he related to everybody else.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard being a prima donna. So there's just a lot of stuff coming in and out. Like as soon as Doc Rivers left, like everybody's like, oh, we can, like all this stuff.
It got ugly. Like what's going on over there? Yeah.
Like real quick, but think about it, like just looking back on Doc Rivers' career, that's never been a thing, with Doc Rivers or a team, and as soon as he was shown the door, like all this stuff started coming out, like immediately. So it's a little weird.
See him, he got a good job somewhere else instantly.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine, but I just think the Clippers are I think they're still going to be good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But for the Clippers is championship or bust, in my opinion. That's why they're doing all the things that they're doing. Like, it's not like they're trying to be the second best team in LA, right?
Yeah, they're trying to win.
To be the best team in LA, they have to win the championship.
But what I do think is a couple of those players are going to come back pretty motivated, particularly Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. We're going to see the best of them. You know what I mean? It's sink or swim for Paul George this year, baby.
Well,
playoff P.
You're going to see the best of Paul George during the regular season, and then come playoff time.
Hey, but that's what I'm saying. This year, if he sinks this year, it's like Paul George. It was you you're holding the Clippers back, Paul George.
Well, why would it be any different? Like he has not shown that he's the man in the playoffs throughout his whole career. So
tough, man.
Doc Rivers messed it up for him again. Like, oh man, I came to the Clippers with Doc Rivers, and now this time Doc Rivers.
This is what he said. Hey, so on the podcast, I don't want to misquote him, but he was talking about Doc Rivers didn't use him, like he only wanted to use him on pin down screens and stuff like that. He wanted more pick and roll opportunities. I'm like, wow, you're just like really airing this. You're really gonna talk. I don't even know if that's even right. That's not proper player locker room etiquette or anything to air that type of stuff.
If you're on the floor at the same time with Kawhi Leonard, there's no pick and roll that you should hit over Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard
You're not. You're just not.
There's no.
And you could even make the same argument for Lou, right? Yeah. If he's on the floor with Paul George, he's the. I mean, I don't know that he's a better player, but he's He's
He might be a better scorer. He might be a better bucket getter.
Yeah.
But Paul George adds value on defense as well. Like, you know what? I want to see the brother come back and bounce back this year. I know you do too. You're a low-key Clipper fan. Low-key.
I want to see. I want to get my vaccine and go to some games.
Well, let's go. Let's get back in the gym. I just purchased some Kyrie's and I ain't even got to wear them yet. I ain't even got to break nobody ankles yet in them. It's terrible, dude.
Definitely miss being on the floor. Not that's kind of overstating it for myself, but
Hey Juan, you ready to get back out there?
Yeah, getting at least a couple shots in there. It's been a while. It's been a while.
We gotta find a gym. Hey, you have access? I know you have access to a gym. Let me go to a gym, bro.
Well, yeah, I could put some strings for you. Just give my agent a call.
Oh God, Juan, you're gonna do me like that? All right, A-list big Juan. Hey, brother. Hey, thank you for joining me this episode. It's been a wonderful time talking NFL and NBA. Fans, I hope you enjoyed it as well. Please subscribe. Please like. Please comment. You have anything to say to the fans, Juan?
Yeah, subscribe, like, comment. The Faithful Fan Show.
Yes, sir. Hey, next time we'll be back. Paint going
hard with the venom. Shot so much, man, I think I need a leg. In the paint going hard. I think I need a leg. So much, man, I think I need a leg. Animal, MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm on BS if real, my rhymes convict and heal. A world blind, my lines a red pill, real. Ball like I've been here, rookie in his prime. Focus like Jordan the second time. Kobe in playoff times, you know believe when I drop. Call for it, Kelly go in the Blizo spit. Auto like free throws by Ito. Circle loose stroke magic. Rhymes over all y'all like dirt for two. Rookie in the game, insane, coming